Hello there and welcome to Cansanity. Today we're going to be making pickled eggs. And so let's start with the ingredients. I have some nice jalapenos here from my garden that I just picked yesterday. I have some red and some green jalapenos. I like to use jalapenos or serranos, but you could use any type of hot pepper for this recipe. Cider vinegar, some water, kosher salt, garlic, ginger, mustard seed, and some whole black peppercorn, which I crush slightly using a mortar and pestle. And then of course, eggs. Now I like to buy farm fresh eggs and I let them sit in my fridge for at least 2 weeks. 3 weeks is ideal because if the eggs are older, when you hard boil them, the shell will come away from the whites much easier than if you try to hard boil and peel new eggs. So let's get started. Okay, so I sliced up my jalapenos and I sliced up my garlic. And then for the 1 tablespoon of minced garlic, I use a microplane with a big check, and I just find that it's better than using one that has a fine hole or a smaller hole. And so then I just put it over a dish and just grate it down. And I'll use a 3/4 of this. You need a little bit to hold on to in the end, so to get my tablespoon. So about 1.5 inches a piece. That's about 1.5 inches to 2 inches in size. And so I'm looking in there. That's not quite enough yet. Now using a microplane is so much better than trying to mince this with a knife. So that's easily a tablespoon there, and it's okay if it's a little bit more. So I'll just take that off there. And then for the crushing up my peppercorn, I just take my mortar and pestle and just kind of really crush them. I mean, if they're not all crushed, that's okay. You just want to release, you want the pepper flavor to really get into the brine. So I'm going to crush up as many as you can. Okay, so the best way to hard boil eggs is to actually steam them. And so I have my steamer pot on my stove, and it's at a full boil, and I'm just going to add my eggs to the pot. And so you're going to add your eggs to your steamer, and you're going to steam them for 13 minutes. Set my timer for 13 minutes. Okay, so my timer just went off. So I'm going to transfer the eggs to a bowl that is filled with ice, so it's ice water. You're going to want to let them cool for at least 5 minutes, so that they're easy to handle. I'll even cool them sometimes for like 15 minutes before I take the shells off. Okay, well, now to peel the eggs, we're just going to crack it all over and then get it started. And again, when the eggs are aged a little bit, 2 to 3 weeks, the shell comes away much easier. So then you can just use your spoon and just peel it. The peel should come off nice and easy. Rinse off the egg so you don't have any shells. Get it started. Get the spoon under that membrane, and then it'll just come off really nice and easy. Now you need to pierce the egg all over before you put it into your jars, because then that helps the brine get into the eggs. So I'm just going to grab a fork, and I like to do this while I'm peeling the eggs because it's easy to forget to do this. So if you kind of make it a part of the process while you're peeling, you'll remember to do that. And I mean, if you forgot to pierce the egg, it's not the end of the world. The flavor though won't get infused into the egg as well as it would if you do pierce the egg. Okay, to make the brine, I'm just going to turn my element on. You're going to use 1.5 cups of cider vinegar, 1/2 cup of water, your garlic and your ginger, your crushed peppercorn, black pepper, 1 tablespoon of yellow mustard seeds, and 1.5 tablespoons of kosher salt. You're going to bring that up to a boil, and then you're going to simmer it. Once it comes to a boil, then you can turn it down to a simmer and simmer it for 15 minutes. Okay, so my brine had cooked and I let it sit for 20 minutes to cool down, and now I'm going to fill the jar. So my jar is sterilized, and I'm just going to add some jalapenos to the bottom, and then add my eggs that have been peeled and pierced. Add some more jalapenos. Add some more eggs. More jalapenos. And more eggs. And more jalapenos. And then now I'm going to add the brine. I'm going to get all those spices in there. And you want the brine to cover the eggs completely. And that's what I have here. Just kind of move these around a little bit. Okay. And then you just want to put your ring on, or your lid on, and use a plastic lid because you don't want a metal lid to corrode because of the vinegar. And now you're going to, that's it. Now you're going to let that sit for a week before you dig in and put that in your fridge. Okay, so I ended up making 2 jars of pickled eggs because I just love this recipe. And now they have to sit in my fridge for a week and marinate for the very best flavor. And but they will last 6 weeks in the fridge easily, but honestly they won't last that long. We love these pickled eggs so much. Now, if you want to make pickled eggs, spicy pickled eggs, and you don't happen to have fresh hot peppers, you can still make a really nice spicy pickled egg by substituting in a 1/4 cup of sriracha, hot chili sauce. But if you use that, then reduce the water to a 1/4 cup. And when I make it with sriracha, I take out the mustard seeds and I substitute in 2 bay leaves. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Have a great day.